is breaking the law or colluding, but you'll still make recommendations on how things can be improved for consumers of healthcare.
Correct. I mean, we're not here to get at them, in a sense. We're here to understand whether the market works or not. The market can fail not because someone is breaking the law. You know, in healthcare, you've got a lot of countries that regulate healthcare for that reason, because you understand, consumers of healthcare are patients who don't look at prices. You know, it's unlike going to buy bread. You go to a doctor, the doctor refers you to a particular hospital if you need to go to a hospital. And once you are there, if you need a specialist, then you don't say who is the cheapest specialist around. So you almost have an agent who acts on your behalf, who make all of these decisions on your behalf. So it might not be a specific contravention that is a problem, but it may be how these interagency and complex relationships are working.
The profile of your panelists, Sandile Ngcobo, are very high, the others as well. Are you really taking this seriously and bringing out the big guns?
This is one of the most important sectors. We want to be a commission that really impacts on people. And so healthcare is an important sector for us. And the matters are very complex. So we've got a former Chief Justice. We think that he will be able to lead, because there are contentious issues as well. You might know that there's a lot of litigation that's already taking place. So we really wanted to be comforted that we have this in the hands of the right person. And of course, the skills mix is also quite impressive. We've got health economists, we've got antitrust economists, and then we've got doctors who specialize in health systems.
Let's talk about those controversies, because I understand that Netcare doesn't want KPMG involved because they've done consulting for Netcare in the past. So it's a matter of insider information, but you can summons people and technically get all that insider information. Is that correct?
We expect all information to be on the table. You see, you've got to debate on the basis of all the relevant information being on the table. So I really think that, you know, fighting over information is a sideshow, because in any event, we expect that information to be brought to us.
And you can force it, in fact.
And we can summon people to come and appear, and we can force them to produce information. And it's an offense not to produce information once we ask for it.
It has taken a while to set up this panel, and Mark Hayward from Section 27 did say that he believed there may be a war going on in the background. Was there pushback from private healthcare companies?
Most companies have welcomed the inquiry. This issue of KPMG did cause a little bit of delay, and we're hoping that it will be resolved, because if it doesn't, then it may further impact on our time schedule. Having said that, we're determined to have this going ahead. We expect that, you know, there could be some resistance when you do something like this. If really is going to make an impact, somebody's going to lose. So we do expect a fight. You know, we're not going to this naive that there might be no people who would want to try and stop it. But we're going ahead nevertheless. We think South Africa needs the debate. It's a very important debate to have. We might even be wrong about saying the prices are high, but at least give us a chance to debate.
On the other hand, some would say that you should not declare war on private healthcare. And there has been concern in the past that if you regulate specialists, say, that they could go overseas. We do live in a country where technically, if you're brilliant at your job, you should be able to do well. So there has been a concern about too much regulation.
It's not war. It's not war. It's trying to understand what's going on. You see, some people have responded by saying this is an attack and they are being targeted. No. What we're saying is bring information and let's have evidence-based solutions. If the evidence does show that there are problems, then you've got to deal with that. Healthcare is regulated all over the world because of various reasons, safety reasons. You want to protect consumers. Consumers are very weak in healthcare services because the information at their hands is not the same as the information that is in the hands of providers. So every country tries to protect consumers, but what's the level of that protection and what kind of protection is required is what we want this inquiry to be able to come and recommend.
My final question is, will you be looking at drugs companies as well that the health minister has called satanic because some of them are really worried about their intellectual property? I suppose you have to balance it because drugs are important, but they do spend money on research and development, and they say that that is important as well. They should be able to make a profit.
We are looking at pharmaceutical insofar as the impact on private health care. So if we find that the component that's causing prices to be so high is pharmaceutical products, then we would look at that. You see, we don't have a preconceived view about this. We've looked at sectors, we've done some preliminary work. It suggests that some sectors might be the winners in the kind of bargaining that takes place for the piece of this healthcare expenditure. But we're going here with our eyes open, with an open mind, and we really genuinely want to find out what's going on.
Well, that was